Imagine waking up at 7 a.m. in the morning. You look outside, it's pitch black. Maybe you woke up early. You look at your phone, you look at the time, it's definitely 7 a.m. You eat breakfast, it's still dark. You walk out to work, school, college, it's still dark. It's lunchtime at noon, it's still pitch black. Now it's 3 p.m., it's still very dark. Now you go home, you eat dinner, you do homework, you go to bed, it's still completely dark. The sun never rose, not even once. Now imagine that happening not just today, tomorrow, and the day after that, and even the day after that. For 64 days straight. No sunrise, no sunset, just darkness. 24 hours a day for over 2 months. Now you would go insane, right? Well, 4,000 people in a town called Utqiaġvik in Alaska just lived through exactly that. From November 19 to January 22nd, 2026. Now this is what 64 days without sun does to the human mind, and why some people who experience this are never the same again.
So your food is not something you can buy in the grocery stores?
No.
What do you eat?
Birds, seal, goose, whale, fish.
Clams.
Clams?
A real life story over here. Meet Emma. She's 10 years old. This winter was her first time living through what local calls the long dark. November 19, 2025. The sun set at 2 p.m. and then it just never came back. At first, Emma thought it was cool, like an adventure, flashlights everywhere, the town lit up with streets light all day long. But here's what nobody told her. The darkness doesn't hit you right away. It sneaks up on you. Now day 1 to 7, everything feels normal. You wake up, go to school, come home, the street lights make it feel like a really long evening. Day 8 to 14, your body starts to get confused. You are tired at weird times, wide awake at 3 a.m., hungry at midnight. Your brain can't figure out when day is anymore. Now day 15, this is when Emma had her first breakdown. Her mom recorded it. Emma crying, "Mom, I can't remember what the sun looks like. Did we make it up?" Now imagine a 10-year-old child doubting if the sun was even real, and she wasn't alone. Now by the 3rd week, the town's only therapist had a long waiting of 90 people. And imagine, in a town of just 4,000 people. Now here's what happens to your body when the sun disappears. Your brain makes a chemical called serotonin. It's what makes you feel happy, normal, okay. Sunlight helps your brain make serotonin. No sunlight, your serotonin level drop by 60%. Now that's not just feeling a bit sad. That's your brain physically losing the ability to feel happiness. At the same time, your body makes another chemical called melatonin. It makes you sleepy. Normally, melatonin goes up at night, down during the day, but when it's always dark, your body gets confused. Some people can't sleep at all. Others sleep 18 hours a day. And then there's vitamin D. You get it from sunlight. Without it, your bones start to hurt. You get sick all the time. Your immune system stops working properly. Now, by the 30th day, everybody in the town was taking massive vitamin D pills just to keep their bones from breaking. But that's the physical stuff, still manageable. But it's the mental breakdown that destroys people. Now, let's talk about another real life story. John Aiken is 52. He lived in Utqiaġvik his whole life. This was his 52nd polar night. Now someone asked him, does it get easier? He laughed. Not a happy laugh, a dark one. Every year I think I'm ready. Every year around day 40, I realize I'm not. This year I forgot what my wife looked like in real sunlight. We had been living under artificial lights for so long that I could not remember her actual face. Just the yellow version under our lamps. Now day 48, December 28, 2025, this is when the darkness really takes hold. By this point, everyone in town is struggling. Depression rate goes up to 300%. Suicide calls to the hotline go up 400%. Domestic violence calls tripled. Marriages falls apart. People stop going outside. Some people stop getting out of bed. One man, Michael Torres, walked out of his house at 2 a.m. in minus 35 degree Fahrenheit, wearing just jeans and a t-shirt. Police found him 3 miles outside town, sitting in the snow, staring north. And when they asked what was he doing, he said he's waiting for the sun. It's coming back, right? Now he had frostbite on both hands and feet. He had to be hospitalized. Doctors said he had experienced something called darkness-induced psychosis. His brain had essentially given up on reality. But here's something that shocked me. This town already knew that this was coming. They have a whole system set up for when people break. Therapists on standby, emergency medical team, protocols for when someone tries to walk into the wilderness. Because this is not happening for the first time. This happens every single year. So here's the question. If it's that bad, why do 4,000 people stay? Now here's how people in Utqiaġvik survive 64 days without the sun. First strategy, the light rooms. Every school and public building has special rooms with super bright lights. Medical lights that simulate sunlight. Kids go there every day for 30 minutes. They sit under the lights, do homework, try to trick their brains into thinking the sun exists. Emma's teacher said without these rooms, we would lose half of her students to mental breakdowns by week 5. Now the second strategy, pretend the sun exists. The whole town agrees to a shared lie. Act like day and night are normal. Street lights turn on at 7 a.m. even though it's still pitch black. Lights turn off at 10 p.m. still pitch black. Everyone eats breakfast at morning and dinner at evening. Why? Because without the system, people's schedule go crazy. Some start living 30 hours days, other 18-hour days. The whole town would collapse. So they pretend together. Now the third strategy, and that's called the buddy system. Now everyone gets assigned a darkness buddy. That's someone who checks on you every single day. Did you eat today? Did you take your vitamins? And are you doing okay? Now Jennifer, Emma's mom, was her darkness buddy. In her diary, she wrote, some days Emma would just stare at the wall, not crying, not doing anything, just blank. That's when I knew the darkness was winning. Now the fourth strategy is the countdown. Every home has a calendar. Big red X's through each day that passes. 53 days until sunrise, 52 days until sunrise, 51 days and counting. Kids learn to count down from day 1. It gives them hope, a finish line. Now here's a statement given by John. The countdown is everything. Without it, the darkness feels like it will last forever. With it, you know there's an end. Some days, that's the only thing keeping you alive. Now strategy 5 is the vitamin D overload. Now everyone takes 5 to 10 times vitamin D as per the normal dose. Because without it, your bones will literally get weaker. By the 6th week, people who forgot to take their vitamins start getting broken bones even from the normal activities, as your skeleton needs vitamin to stay strong. But here's the thing, even with all these strategies, people still break. Now let's talk about this winter stove. Now 47 people needed emergency mental health care. 12 people tried to end their lives. 89 domestic violence calls. Over 150 people put on emergency antidepressant medication in a town of 4,000 people. Now, one of the doctors said, we are not treating a medical condition here. We are treating something what happens when you remove something fundamental to being human. And unfortunately, there's no cure to that. Now, let's talk about how the last day looks like. January 22nd, day 64. Now at 1:13 p.m., a thin orange line appeared on the horizon. The sun finally showed up. And it stayed only for 47 minutes, then disappeared again. But for those 47 minutes, the entire town stopped. Teachers canceled classes, stores closed, everyone went outside to watch. Grown men cried. Children screamed with joy. Emma stood in the snow staring at that orange line and whispered, I forgot. After 64 days, she had started to doubt that the sun even existed. Now that's what prolonged darkness does. It makes you question reality itself. But here's what terrifying, and this isn't rare. All across the Arctic, hundreds of thousands of people go through this every year. Longyearbyen in Norway, 127 days without sun. Resolute, Canada, 105 days without sun. Tromsø, Norway, 60 days without sun. And just because of climate change, Arctic population are growing oil drilling, mining, shipping, routes, military bases. By 2050, experts think millions more people will live in places that experience polar nights. Million more people will have to survive what Emma, John, and Michael survived. And we still don't know how to fix it. Despite decades of research, light therapy, medication, buddy systems, the psychological damage still remains the same. Now, Dr. Sarah Yamamoto, who studied in Alaska this winter, said the human brain wasn't built for this. You can manage the symptoms, you can help people survive, but you cannot prevent the damage. The darkness takes something from everyone. And 3 days after the sun returned, John was interviewed again. He was asked, will you do it again next year? And then there was a long pause. And he said, I don't have a choice. The darkness changed me. When I tried living in normal places with regular sunlight, I couldn't sleep. My brain had adapted to no rhythm. When you give it a rhythm back, it breaks. I'm trapped here now. The darkness doesn't just affect you on a temporary basis. It rewires your brain permanently. And unfortunately, on on every November 19th, it comes back. In 9 months, in the same town, the sun will set over again, and 4,000 people will enter 64 days of complete darkness. Some will make it through, some won't, but none of them will come out the same. And I am Tarun. If you want to watch more videos like this every week, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. I post videos every week. Thank you.